Greetings, fellow ICOPs. This is Sir Hammer, and today I've got a Grosser Kurfürst game for you to enjoy. I wanted to talk about this boat specifically because I think it is one of the most misplayed boats in the game. Mostly because this boat encourages you to do a lot of things that are not what you need to be doing in this boat. So, what this boat has going for it is a lot of HP, a lot of armor, and really good secondary guns. Flagged up, you can get up to 12.5 kilometer secondary range, and you get some really good pin. Now that is phenomenal for secondaries, and is comparable to the Schlieffen, which a lot of people hail as the brawling ship. But the difference between this ship and the Schlieffen is that the Schlieffen is squishy, whereas this boat is supposedly a lot more survivable. Now, what you'll notice on the left-hand side of my screen, this boat does have 105,800 HP. That is a lot of HP at tier 10, second only to, I believe, the Kremlin. Now, you might think, well, that's a lot of HP, plus the armor, plus the secondaries. I need to push in and get close. The problem with this boat is that it is huge. It is impossible to miss at range, and its superstructure is so big that just about anyone, destroyers, cruisers, whoever, will be able to hit it and deal damage to you. You are very susceptible to fires because of the same thing, and you will end up getting focused. You are just a damage pinata that people will farm for XP. So, that being said, how do you play the boat? Well, I think the way that you play the boat is you actually have to snipe for roughly the first half of the game. And you might say, but Hammer, German ships have terrible dispersion. They can't hit anything at range. I won't deal much damage. No, you probably won't, but you'll deal some damage, and you'll be alive to deal a lot of damage in the end game. And I think this game in particular is a perfect example of that. So, what I'm doing is me and Azul Tenchi here, who is also in the game with me playing the Worcester, have gone off to the flank, and I have decided that I am going to hang way back and just kind of let the flank unfold into whatever it's going to unfold into. I am going to conserve my HP and save it for the end game when there are fewer people alive that can shoot me, because then it will be much easier to isolate fights and force 1v1s or maybe 1v2s with 2 half-health people, right? So you'll see I'm doing something that we usually get you yelled at in chat, which is I'm turning around in a Kurfürst. Most people think you should just push in and die, and if they see you pointed the wrong way, they get really freaked out and mad at you. But the Kurfürst actually has better turret angles if you are facing away from your enemy, and you can angle a little bit better and bounce some shells. And also, the guns aren't terrible. You can absolutely slap people with these guns because you have 12 of them, and if you have 12 guns, it's kind of hard to miss. So, we had 2 Schlieffens, well, we still have 2 Schlieffens on this flank. One of them just ate a boatload of torps, and now he is turning and running away, and it appears his friend is doing the same. So, this puts me in a bit of a pickle because I've turned around, and I'm waiting for them to push into me, which gives me a great advantage. But now I'm pointed the wrong way, and it's going to take me forever to turn around. So you'll see in about right now, I figured, okay, it's time to go forward. We're going to throw this thing in full forward. We're going to whip it around and chase these guys. So, one thing I would like to point out here, look at the way the enemy team is retreating. They are all at the 8-9 line, about the F line, and they are probably going to wrap around the D cap and put pressure on the B cap, because if they go all the way back to like J10, they're out of the match. They're not going to do that. So they're going to wrap around. Now, if I decide to follow my Udaloy and my rune right there and continue straight south,
Torpedoes to starboard.
I'm not going to be able to catch up to these guys, right? So what I'm going to do is actually turn and go toward the B flank and cut them off, because I know that's where they're going to end up, right? And I also know that the B flank will very quickly be outnumbered, and our guys over there are probably going to die, because half of our team is over behind this set of rocks, which if you were paying attention, you just saw someone pinged us because he was angry that we were all clumped up, which, fair enough, but we were there for, you know, a couple minutes, so what are you going to do? Well, if you're a shearboard, you get torped.
Direct front.
That's what you're going to do. But anyway, I mean, at this point, this game is anybody's match, right? They're up one boat, but we've 2 caps. Our positioning's a little better. This game could go either way. So, at this point, I have 38,000 damage. That's not impressive. And you might be saying, but yeah, if you'd pushed in, you could have had a lot more damage by now, maybe had a couple more kills. True, but I would also be dead. Right?
All stations.
So what I'm still continuing to do is just hang back and make sure that my positioning is good for the end game. And I cannot emphasize this enough. The Grosser Kurfürst is an end game boat, in that you really need most of your HP in the final minutes of the match. And you really don't want to lose it early, because if I had fought an Amagi, 2 Schlieffens, and a Siegfried head-on, I'm gonna just die. I might take one of them with me, but I would just die. And I know a lot of people, they like the German battleships because they are a very YOLO playstyle. You push in, you brawl people, you get some kills, you're aggressive, you kind of get away from the meta of the game, which, to be honest, the meta of the game is very campy, very hang back, very wait for someone to make a mistake, and you play boats like the Grosser Kurfürst because you want to be anti-meta, right? The problem is, being anti-meta in this case gets you dead. In some games, anti-meta is fine, not in this game. So again, it's a little more delayed gratification, but you have to really be patient in this boat.
All stations, defend that area.
So, you remember when I said the B flank is going to become overrun and everyone over there is going to die? Well, that has come to pass, with the exception of one of our battleships over there. So our prediction seems right. They have rotated, and now we are in position to do something about it, and we are not over on the 9 line trying to chase people that now have mountain cover, right? So we've got the Sevastopol over here in the center. Our secondaries, for the first time in the match, 8 minutes in, are finally getting their chance to shine. Shooting over this rock a little bit. The Sevastopol is broadside to us. That is a very good opportunity to just delete this guy. Unfortunately, don't have great spotting, and he's paying attention and has at least 3 connected neurons, so he's going to pull forward and not give me a good shot. Might be able to get the back turrets off on him, but no. 1 over pin, whatever. Might as well have done 0 damage. So now I pop my Hydro, because I know there's a lot of people hanging around the B-cap. I don't really know where the torps are going to come from, but I know they're probably going to come toward me, because, again, I am a damage and XP pinata. If someone has torps, they're going to be coming my way. So now is when the game starts to get a little fun, and the Kurfürst can push. We have a lot of people that are on the enemy team that are out of position, sitting in the middle of the B-cap, like the Sevastopol. We have the Cleveland, who was trying to get a nice little angle on our DDs there. But we've now pushed him out of the cap, and we are going to absolutely punish this Sevastopol. And now you can see how much damage I'm really taking. I'm on fire. The Sevastopol has been shooting me. The Cleveland is farming me. There's shells coming over the B cap from who even knows where. I mean, look how fast this boat just eats. Shells, fire, everything. So we take out the Sevastopol, which is good, because that gives us a little bit more of an opportunity to angle to some people, instead of just showing full broadside to this guy. Don't have to worry about him anymore. So we've kind of disrupted their push. I mean, you can see the red team has 4 boats to our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boats. Now they have 3 boats to our 8 boats. Instead of going around that rock 5 minutes ago, cutting through that map, the middle of that map absolutely disrupted this team. And that's what the Kurfürst does. You put yourself in a place that the enemy team really needs you not to be, and you have enough HP to stay there for as long as you need to stay there. That's what this boat is for. Because 2 or 3 people cannot kill this boat very fast. 4 or 5, 6 people can. So this game went from pretty even to over really quickly. Really quickly. And you see now we have 3 kills and 117,000 damage, which 117 is still not great, but it's not bad, right? That's a pretty decent little game there. And the match isn't over. We've got more to do. So we're going to play clean up on these guys behind this rock, and we know just about the rest of their team is behind this rock. So we're going to do what Kurfürsts are supposed to do, and just absolutely thrash people in 1v1s. Especially this Conqueror. Oh, and this Cleveland. Yeah, I suspect we're going to come around this rock, and this Cleveland's not going to be here very long. We got a nice broadside shot of the Conqueror, who does not have great armor. Yeah, we're going to deal about 21,000 damage to him without a citadel. We'll underestimate the power of full pins. And we put the secondaries on Cleveland, who is very squishy, and our secondaries will penetrate him everywhere he can be penetrated. And he will die. Easy.
The ship is on fire!
And now we just put the secondaries on the Conqueror. And that's game. I mean, there's nothing this Conqueror can do. Because we're angled enough that he's not going to citadel me. Kurfürst has turtle back. He can full pin me, but I've got enough health that it doesn't matter. And that's what it's really about. Save your HP till the end of the match, where you can just absolutely push people's faces in, and there's nothing they can do about it. You see we're up to 175, 176, 178,000 damage, and we get the Kraken. So, ladies and gentlemen, ICOPS, thank you for coming, and thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one. Peace.